one and all, I am palofgames and welcome to Hearthstone Hearth Hour. This week we are taking a look at a deck revolving around... I'm quite liking this hand. It's a little on the high side, but you know, we've got some early removal. It's basically a mix between a Yogg and C'thun deck. Taking advantage of some of the early tempo cards from Mage to kind of steady out a nice strong curve. And it basically means that you're strong in most parts of the game. I say your mid game is probably the weakest part, especially because it lacks any 6 costs. It only has 1 4-cost minion. But then it kind of, like the 5 point, there's quite a few strong 5s. But you know, I've had quite a lot of success with this deck, so I'm hoping to like show it off and hopefully not lose. I just thought it'd be fun to see what happens when you like combine 2, you know, old gods in one deck. And it's had some pretty nice success. So we're starting off with a Twilight Elder here in turn 3. Luckily, he's not really counted me up until now. So here we've got quite a few choices. I'm thinking go flame arcane missile, but we could go for a more stable removal option. It's tricky because I don't want to risk, you know, I've got to do 3 damage. There's out of a possible 5 there. I think we'll Frostbolt on this occasion, just because Twilight Elder's quite a strong card we need to keep up for as long as possible. And due to our lack of minions currently in our hands, you know, we want to kind of have a lot of board control. I mean, it would have been nice being able to play a clever play like with Arcane Missiles and Flame Walker, but you know, I couldn't risk it. I mean, here's a great Flame Walker play because I can go into Frostbolt, and even if this doesn't hit it, at least it's frozen. But it has, so that's good. So both of our Frostbolts are gone now. We've already got 3 activations of Twilight Elder, which is great. Obviously Mana Worm's good, but I'm going to use it now actually, yeah, I will. I'll take a risk. And then go into Arcane Missiles. Yes. So as you can see, we've got a really strong board now, and it's mid-game. So we've actually done quite well. We've got C'thun ready in hand for when we get to turn 10. If we get that far, we might be in before then. It's a bit cocky, isn't it? So Swipe's been able to take out my Flame Walk, but it does leave my other 2 still there. Wrath's going to deal with another one, which leaves me with Mana Worm. That's a great kind of Cabalist's Tomb. I use one of this card, and I think it's great because it just gives you a nice... it revitalises your hand for like the mid game when you're like a bit low. Of course, there's an ulterior option. You could run an Arcane Intellect. I've been playing around with both of them. I just prefer, you know, Cabalist's Tomb myself. I mean, once again, we've got a perfect answer. Oh, and there's Yogg Sorron. So we might have a bit of fun with both, but we won't because we've won. I mean, a bit of BM, I suppose.
The Ancient One calls.
So neither of my old gods got a chance to be played there. But it's nice to have them for when a game's a lot more kind of late game orientated against maybe a warrior. So we'll play another one. So obviously, you know, That's not very representative of the deck if we just say, oh, well, I've won my first one, that's it, game, we've done it. Like I said, I tend to do 3 games with a deck. Kind of fills out that half-hour slot, as well as like a deck analysis at the end of the cards I use, you know, so it gives you an idea of what you could swap out maybe. Or just keep it how I've used it. Net deck for the win. Oh, and also run an Archmage just for fun. So it is quite a costly deck compared to the one I did previous to this, which was the cheap hunter. Do I want to swap anything else out?
You asked for it.
I think I might try and get some earlier stuff. Oh, and it's paid off. That's great. So first turn we got perfect play. He's got a play. I just kind of question my move here because I can't really go Mana Worm now. So instead, we'll just Frostbolt it. It's not the best thing to have to do, but I mean, we've got to kind of do something. So I think I'll just be okay with taking 1 damage here. I'm kind of trying to get some, like, early kills off. I mean, he's going to be a real problem to deal with. So I'm just going to play a couple of cards, which I expect to lose, to be honest. Unfortunately, that's how it's gone. Oh, damn it. It's got a Cult Master.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Ouch. So I think we're going to have to play some more minions. And take out his Cult Master. Because even though that's a really strong card, I've got to just prioritise. I can't have him drawing too much. Plus it's a 4-2, so it's decent statted as well. Wow. He's doing really well at the minute, which is a bit frustrating. He seems to be on curve every turn. And he keeps obviously boosting it. I've got to come up with some sort of removal here, and I'm not finding any. So obviously Rush seems to be a weakness of this deck. Even with a great hand like mine, you know, he just had the right stuff to start him off.
Buying or selling.
And we're on turn 5 currently. So I'm thinking trade out. And taunt up again.
This way.
Ooh, Bluefin Tidehunter. So he's really starting to flood his board up a bit. Oh, and an abusive sergeant. It's going to work out really well for him. It definitely is the way it's going. I think we're going to go Cavalist 2. And next turn we're kind of going to use that ice block, I think. If we can make it to next turn. How much are we taking? 3, 5, 9, 11, 15. Yeah, he's won. I'm not surprised. Look, yeah, He had such a great hand anyway, it wouldn't have really mattered. That was just a case of, you know, not getting the right stuff, really. Every deck's going to have a weakness. It seems ours is rush. And I kind of get that, because you kind of need, with this deck, to establish a great board presence early on, and then it kind of just maintains it throughout. That's how the deck kind of runs. So when it comes across a deck which is a similar thing, it's very touch and go.
You asked for it.
So now, in our third and final game, we're going to be playing against Hunter. I don't think any deck I've used has ever, like, gone all 3 wins. Maybe one has at some point, I don't know. So, we're going to start off with Beckoner of Evil. Pretty staple play. I'm sure you've seen it happen to you 1,000 times over. I'm hoping we're going to get to use one of our old gods in this series of games. Shame not to. I think just because it's Bell, I'm going to go with playing something this turn and then just trading out. Obviously I could have used my hero power, but I feel like it's just a better tempo to do it this way. Oh, infested wolf.
This way.
So if I trade this out, let's do it anyway. Play Sorcerer's Apprentice and hit one of the spiders. And then it kind of just cuts off what he's playing at the minute. Turn 4, he could have it again. He does, okay. It's quite an interesting draw. We can't really go into much though because we've got a load of freeze. Taunt up maybe?
I bleed for C'thun.
I think that makes sense.
Me?
And I think I'll do this even though it's a bit annoying to have to.
It's coming. Listen closely.
We just got to establish control once we're in a really strong point of the game. Be a lot better off. Oh, he's got Death Rattle on them all now. Okay. So we'll go hit.
Do you hear its call?
Feel my pain.
And then do we make him trade? Maybe?
Feel my pain.
What's his hand size? 9.
Feel my pain.
Yeah, I think I'll maintain it, to be honest. Go from there. Now my C'thun's on 14, so my Twilight Elders are doing work. So it's lucky I did trade off them with Leot turning up. Let's go and unleash the hounds though. So it's not all roses. He still has to trade off 3 of them to take it out. So I get another free buff to the overall state of things. Do we go Archmage? I'm thinking not yet. Now I've definitely established control. Obviously the hope is we get Yogg Sorron or C'thun in our hand. Okay, taunts in play. That works out really well. Then it's a case of knocking it down to 3 and then 6 damage to face, and we gain another 1/1. So we are running out of resources. Archmage is likely next turn. I think whether we get C'thun or not is going to be a big point of contention with the game. So it's going to be very much touch and go, man. Like most of our games, really. He's got himself a defender, I guess. So that's something to keep in mind. So we want to make sure he's not really got any minions on the board, if we have any choice in it, obviously. So I'm going to set him up.
You require my assistance.
So now he's got something to think about. He's got to consider, oh, do I take it out here? Do I try and put up a taunt play? I mean, he's got to, like, has he got a Hunter's Mark maybe? Has he got a kill command, kill shot combo or something along them lines? Maybe Unleash a Hound's kill command, you know, something along the lines where you can, like, get rid of it. So a very unusual play, I would say. So obviously the taunt's not going to be effective while in stealth. So we can absolutely taunt up.
Let's make magic.
Make some magic. And we've got 11 on the board as far as damage goes. Let's put him down to 6. That's fireball range. That should make him panic a bit. C'thun's at some crazy levels of power. Nobody seems to be needed. I've got a taunt out, so he's going to gain an extra 1/1 when he's hit. So what's his follow-up? Obviously the card we draw will be a big deal. A Cobalist's Tomb would be quite cool as well. C'thun, Yogg Sorron, any sort of craziness we can get our hands on. But he's conceded, so it's okay. Yeah, we had enough damage anyway, but still fun nonetheless. So that's our 3 games over and done with. Pretty successful overall, really, wasn't it? We only lost 1 out of our 3 games. So the deck's called Magic Mania. As you're probably aware by the title, it uses 2 arcane missiles, 2 mana worms for your 1 slots. Obviously, these are quite obvious. Some people may choose to use mirror images. For me, I don't find it really useful. Alongside Icelantis, this doesn't have enough freeze potential. However, it is annoying when you use Cobalist's Tomb and you do get a shatter. That seems to happen more often than I'd like it to. I think a lot of people are using Arcane Explosions as a way to kind of combat the overuse of decks like what we came across with the Warlock. So that may be something I might have to like try out, like play a lot round with, maybe take out an Arcane Missile, put in an Arcane Explosion, or maybe take out something later on. As far as your 2 slots, you have quite a few 2s here. You have 2 Frostbolts, 2 Beckoner of Evils, 2 Cult Sorcerers, and 2 Sorcerer Apprentices. Now obviously all these work amazing. There's nothing you really want to consider. Cult Sorcerer for me is amazing, just the amount of value you can get off him. Just to kind of further increase your C'thun, as well as getting some spell damage, which is great early on. Beckoner of Evil, obviously it's a staple for a C'thun deck, as well it's just being nice statted for a 2 cost. And Sorcerer's Apprentice obviously works with great synergy with not only the early tempo stuff, even Archmage Antonidas. When, you know, so obviously it doesn't happen a lot, but it's nice to have the option of it maybe working later on in the game. For your free cost, you have 2 Forgotten Torches, 2 Disciple of C'thun, 2 Flame Walker, and 2 Twilight Elder. Once again, a large portion of your deck's in the free costs. Forgotten Torch is obviously a great value card. When played before a Sorcerer's Apprentice, you'll end up paying 2 costs, so it's like a Frostbolt in that situation. As well as it being able to shuffle a 6 damage into your deck, which is always useful. So you get quite a lot of value out of him. Or that card, I should say. Then Disciple of C'thun, once again, great tempo for your C'thun, as well as it just being nice removal. Given that on turn 2 they're likely to play something with a 2 health cost to it. Which means that you're probably going to be able to eliminate that and deal some early damage with any residing minions you already had out. Flame Walk, obviously it's a key part of the deck, to be honest. There's no mistaking that. Without it, the deck wouldn't get as much value and as quick of an advantage on the game as you would otherwise. And then Twilight Elder's a personal favourite of mine. As you've seen, it just got so much going in that last game for C'thun. Obviously, we never ended up playing C'thun, but if we had have done, it would have basically won us the game there and then. For your 4 cost, you just run 2 C'thun's Chosen. Now, you may decide not to run this, maybe run some more taunt synergy with the deck, maybe like a Ascension Shield Master, or something along them lines. For me, I've just been enjoying the C'thun mechanic more than anything, but to have Divine Shield as well makes it quite sticky, really. Unless you're running against a deck like mine where you've got the ability to find damage. For your 5 costs, you have 2 Crazed Worshippers and a Cobbalist Tomb. As you've seen, Cobbalist Tomb's great value for just adding 3 extra cards into your hand there and then. And if you're using it alongside a Flame Waker on the board, obviously you're going to get some damage off, or if you've got a Cult Sorcerer on the board, you're going to get that cast a spell, give you C'thun 1/1. I won't run 2 though, because I feel that's too much for the deck. And like I say, some of the cards it's going to shuffle into your hand are going to be unreliable, like Shatter, unless your deck's more centered around freeze. And then for your, like I say, Crazed Worshipper, it's basically the only, more or less, the most reliable taunt you're going to have on the field, and probably the most, one of the key points of a C'thun engine, given your, if you're up against, like, you've seen where a deck's got a lot of weaker minions, you're going to get a lot of, like, buffs from that. Like against Hunter, I got 3 buffs off just 1 Crazed Worshipper, which is amazing, as well as obviously it being a taunt, which you can't argue with. Obviously it's not the most incredible stats, but obviously it's more than a 4 cost, which would be a 3/5 or something along them lines if you're thinking of Shenzhen Shield Master. Kind of like muddled up my word there, but there you go. For your 7 costs, I won 1 Archmage Antonidas and a Twin Emperor Vector, or Victor, depending on how you want to say it. For me, Twin Emperor Vector's amazing, just because the deck lacks a lot of taunt. If you wanted to use something else, I mean, you could consider a Flame Strike. Like I say, the deck doesn't really run well, anything like that. It also doesn't run any fireballs, as you've noticed, just because I don't feel it kind of goes against the tempo almost. But you may consider doing that. You may think, like I say, I run Archmage Antonidas, so that kind of recoups them fireballs you don't have. So that's a choice for you. Bog Creeper's a great taunt choice instead of Twin Emperor Vector. If you want to go for other legendary choices, you've definitely got some. Doomcallers are great for your late stuff, for your 8s, if you want to kind of double down on your 8s. Or maybe you want to go on the other side of things and kind of stack up more on 6s. You could go with an Emperor Forazan. Maybe some taunts like Lord of Ruin, even though he's not that good. Or Sunwalker. I quite like Sunwalker myself. There's obviously some other choices which I don't have available to me, but you probably have yourself. Archmage Antonidas, once again, you know, kind of same feeling there. Maybe like swap these out for fireballs, whatever you think works better for you. And then to round off the deck, we have an 8 cost in Doomcaller, which is great because it gives you C'thun 2/2. If you play it then and there, if your C'thun's already died in the game, you get your C'thun back into your deck, which is great for, you know, them late game bouts. I actually had one against a warrior where it went back and forth and back and forth. And Doomcaller really saved the game for me because it allowed me to put my C'thun back in the deck when it was really down to the wire near the end of the game. I think I had like 3 cards left in my deck. And he just played his C'thun, which took out my C'thun, brought my C'thun back, C'thun'd him back. It was quite a fun moment of the game. And obviously the 2 old gods to end it out. It's a shame I didn't get a chance to show off either of them. But maybe in another video I'll get that chance to. Maybe I'll make a more Yogg Sorron centered deck, because that might be more fun. I don't know. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Another Hearthstone Hearth Hour. Obviously, like I said, I've repurposed the format. I'll probably do a few wild decks at some point as well. At the minute I've just been enjoying standard myself, but I'm sure there's a lot of wild players out there. There's probably quite a few decks I want to revisit as well. So yes, thank you for watching, and goodbye.